Hey everybody, my name is Akinola Verissimo. Welcome to a new episode of the Team Attack Show where I've got a very special guest, and this is going to kind of start a new path on the show because I really want to interview a lot of notable people in gaming, and what better way to kick this off than with the one, the only, Kaceytron. Kaceytron, hello. How are you today?
Oh my god, hi everybody.
Now,
Wait, should I say hi everybody or should I just say hello to you? I'm like,
no,
because I'm not talking to an audience.
it's true, but I mean, they will be hearing you. But I guess
Okay.
let's just pretend it's just me and you then.
Okay.
All right. So it's just us. Nobody else is listening for now.
Okay.
This is really humbling. Like, I'm actually super excited to talk to you, and I've got a whole bunch of stuff I want to ask you, and I'm sure your fans want to ask you as well.
Oh yeah, ask away. I'm an open book.
I know you've been streaming for a while, and
Yeah.
I'm curious. I've always been curious. What were you doing before you decided to get into streaming? Like, now you stream full time, it's your thing, but what prompted that decision? What were you doing before you actually said, I'm just going to jump on Twitch and start streaming, and if it works, great. If it doesn't work, whatever. So I'm curious to know what that thought process for you was.
Well, before I started streaming, I actually worked retail. I worked at a Claire's, I worked at an Earthbound trading company. I worked at like mostly malls. And whenever I started streaming, it really wasn't like a super profitable thing. I started streaming in 2012 or 2013. And, back then they didn't have like all the text to speech donations and like shit that like popped up on your screen. I remember like back whenever I first started streaming, it's like to get donations and read your donation messages, you had to like refresh your email and read the notes in PayPal. So back then, like, sure, streamers like still made money and there were a lot of people that did it full time, but I think it was like a lot, like people didn't really get into streaming because they thought they were going to be able to make a ton of money off of it and be able to do it full time. I honestly like especially whenever I first started streaming, I never thought that it would be, my job. I never even thought that I would get a subscriber button. But as far as like starting streaming, I just decided one day that I was just gonna start streaming, and I fired up my piece of shit computer that probably had like an i3 in it, and it was just terrible quality. And I had fun doing it, so I just kept on doing it, and it caught on, I guess.
That's awesome. I mean, that's a dream for anybody who wants to start streaming. Now I've seen that it's harder than ever for a Twitch streamer to gain popularity because everyone and their mother is streaming now, right?
Oh yeah.
When did you hit pay dirt? Like, when did you realize that you could make the transition over from retail to streaming full time?
It was really hard. Honestly, I think I worked a normal job like a lot longer than what I should have. But can you hear my dogs barking?
Nope, I can't hear anything.
You can't. I have like 5 dogs. I didn't tell you that before. I have like 5 dogs. You shouldn't hear them, but I'm like I can hear them. So I didn't know if
What
my
are their
mic was
names? I want to
picking it
know.
up.
I want to know more about your dogs because I
Oh
love
my
dogs.
god. Well, I have 2 dogs, Atticus and Scout, and then I live with my sister, and she has Pablo and Rosie, and they're both pit bulls. And then there's also Dusty Dog. He's like this really old golden retriever. Like, he's really old.
Aw,
He's like 13. He's just so old looking. But yeah, it's a house full. But
that sounds like a good family. Like,
yeah.
I love dogs. I can't get enough of them.
Yeah. But anyway, as what was the question was, when did I decide I was ready to just like go for it full time?
Right.
And like when did I start like picking up momentum? Well, I first started streaming World of Warcraft, and actually like my first few days of streaming, surprisingly, I remember like my first day or maybe my second or third day of streaming, I actually almost hit 100 viewers, which is like pretty insane. Like I didn't have any like call outs or anything like that from any other big streamers. It was all just like kind of organic traffic that I had generated. But I started playing World of Warcraft, and I eventually got to the point under World of Warcraft where I was averaging maybe like around like 800 viewers. And around then my viewers started like spamming for me to play League of Legends, and I had never played League of Legends before. So I was like, okay, I'll play League of Legends. So I went and I played League of Legends for like the first time ever live on stream. And I was playing against bots, and, I was just doing like my normal thing where I was like, yeah, I'm so good at games, and people were getting really pissed off by it. And like that stream, I think I like got almost up to 20,000 viewers somehow. I don't know, but I was like the top League of Legends stream or something like that. And then I just started getting all of this hate generated on all of like the League of Legends forums and Reddit of people like saying that I should be banned for, being bad at League of Legends and playing against bots, I guess. I don't know. You know how people in League of Legends are.
Oh, yeah.
So I blew up in League of Legends for a while. I would say that was probably like 7 or 8 months into my streaming career. And I want to say I quit working full time probably like a year and a half into streaming.
Okay.
It was just really hard for me. I was scared, like I was like, how long is this going to last for? And at the time I had gotten a sub button, and I had a sub button, but I actually had it taken away at one point. Like,
what? How? What happened there?
Yeah, so I had a sub button for, I want to say like maybe like 3 months, like I got it. And then one day I was streaming and, people just started spamming like sub buttons gone, because they took it away like whenever I was live on stream. So I was just like, what? And then I finally refreshed my page and it was just like, yeah, my subscriber button was gone. And, whenever I'm not trying to like say anything bad about Twitch. Twitch has been really good to me. And, Anel, it wasn't Anel. Anel's the partnership, the head of Twitch partnerships now. It was a different person who is Twitch partnership leader, whatever you want to call it. And they took away my subscriber button, I guess, because there were like racial slurs and stuff like that. You know how you can have the text like scroll across your screen?
Super familiar with that.
Yeah, I guess they were like, like they saw like some people were like saying like bitch or, just like mean shit like they always do. And they decided that was enough reason to take my subscriber button away, which was, really kind of bullshit. You see the stuff that people have donated to them on stream now, and it's like everybody tries to prevent it, but it's, Yeah,
there'll always be one motherfucker that changes it up.
That finds their way around it. But yeah, so they took my subscriber button away. So after that, I was like really, really hesitant to quit my job streaming. And then eventually I like reapplied for a subscriber button and I got it back. But yeah, it took me a while to really be comfortable doing it full time and leaving my job and everything.
That's really interesting. I've seen people on Twitch get away with a whole lot more. Like they'll have, and obviously the times have changed from a couple years ago to now. I've seen some of my streamer friends be temporarily banned. Not so far as take their sub button away. I mean, that must have been a very frightening experience trying to make that jump. I mean,
whenever it had happened, like, I don't know, I've just always like kind of had this attitude where I just roll with things and I'm like, well, whatever, I guess this is my life now. Right. I mean, I would say I was pretty upset by it. Like maybe I was a little bit devastated, but after it happened, I was just like, well, fuck, what am I gonna do now? And I was like, well, I guess I could do a publicity stunt. So then, like, the next day I had, like, a funeral for my subscriber button and everything. And there were, like, a bunch of... I was like, well... And I also should say, like, after that happened, I did have, like a lot of my regular viewers who like continued to donate and stuff like that. I even had some people who like, there's a way that on PayPal that you can, like subscribe to people or donate monthly with PayPal. I had a lot of people do that. So my community was really supportive about it too. Surprisingly, a lot of people say I have a really toxic community, which that is so far from the truth. I have such a great community.
I actually want to transition into that. It's actually funny that you bring that up, because during the time of your blowing up, and this is how I caught wind of you, playing League of Legends. Not very good. It was pretty bad. But I mean, that's usually how it goes. I was like that as well. And I think it was the combination of you, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, you being a girl playing League. And it's not to say that girls don't play League of Legends. I mean, lots of them definitely do. But I'm curious about the shtick that you had with the girl gamer shtick that you had, kind of embracing that and using that to show how stupid it was to believe that sort of rhetoric. Now you don't do that anymore.
No, not really. I don't know. I tried to get away from that whole thing, with like the boobs and everything like that. And it's not because like, it's fine if girls want to do that or whatever. Like, I don't have a problem with it, I guess I just wanted to separate myself from that because I think I have more to offer. Like, I don't want people to like look at my stream and just think, oh, this is just another girl like showing off her body for viewers, which there's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. I just didn't want people to think that of me. Like, I want people to come into, like, whenever people see my stream, I want them to be like, oh, this girl has a lot of viewers. Maybe it's because she's like funny or entertaining, not because she's like showing a lot of skin or anything like that.
There were people for the longest time that were convinced that that is how you truly were. And which is kind of disconcerting, only because it painted, I guess, and this, I'm sure it was not your intention, a bad image for any girls that were trying to establish relevancy on Twitch. And I remember at times explaining to people numerous times that there's no way that she can be like this. And even if she was, I mean, that's fine, but it's clear that she's using the hate and vitriol of these people who donate hate speech. I mean, if someone's going to donate $1 or $2 to call you a bitch or a whore,
and I have to say, a lot of people who did donate the, like, those $1 or $2 to call me names and say awful shit to me, they still come to my stream and watch. They still donate to me. Like, they, not all of them, but some of them are really diehard fans of me.
Let's say, all right, let's roll it back. So when you were adapting that persona of the fake girl gamer, as I use my air quotes here, and you had the people who would donate money to call you names, and how you distance yourself away from that. I'm curious. It worked out so well for you, and I'm glad that you are your own personality now. But that actually, another point that I want to try and visit, I remember that whole scenario, that whole kerfuffle about, and this is involving multiple content creators, about booby streamers, quote unquote, and their place on Twitch. Should they be somewhere else? And is a girl who has cleavage or looks attractive, are they the reason that someone else might not be successful on Twitch? And I've said time and time before that maybe you just suck, maybe.
Whole train of thought, like, if there weren't any booby streamers on Twitch, then somebody else would have all the viewers. That's just, I don't know what to say about that besides that it's just stupid. Like, there's a lot more to streaming, I think, than what people think. There's a lot more to it than just showing cleavage. You have to keep a constant dialogue going with your viewers. And it can be kind of hard, like, getting that dialogue going. you
As
know.
as being a woman on Twitch, and I stream not as much as you. I'm actually trying to work on being a better streamer. But the
Yeah.
hate that I've seen girls get for just being girls is pretty terrible. How have you dealt with the naysayers and negative attitudes of people who want to see you fail, or who say you're only successful because of your assets? Like, how do you respond to that?
I don't know. I guess I don't really let that bother me. I guess sometimes it will kind of get to me. I guess like what really gets to me the most with Twitch, because Twitch it is a pretty sexist community. I mean, there really is no way getting around it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that sarcastically at all. Twitch is like so sexist. And I'm not going to say it's hard being a female on Twitch. It can be a little bit disheartening at times, I think is like the better word for it. I think like I don't like, I always think like, you know, not so much like if I were a guy streamer, but like how like guy streamers who are like funnier, like it's easier for guy streamers to be funny, you know, like Dr. Disrespect, for example, or like Tyler One, or any of those streamers like doing like the whole acting thing, you know, they get like endless praise, but whenever I was doing it, or you know, like I would just get shit for it all the time.
Yeah.
Like whereas they can get like just endless praise for it. I don't know. Like I guess that can be a little bit disheartening to me.
There's definitely a double standard in terms of that. And I don't know the representation of guys and girls who make up the viewership of the Twitch community, or how it differs from streamer to streamer. It's nice to see that some women who stream, who just are themselves, are able to attain a wonderful community of people who don't judge them for their looks or how they act or what they choose to display on stream. But other people aren't so lucky. And I've seen other girls try to adopt the same quote-unquote booby streamer shtick, where they'll be a bit more provocative to reel people in.
And me, it was really fucking weird. And even my sister mentioned it to me once. Like she was talking about, you know, like me and my stream and everything, and she was like, "Yeah, Casey kind of started like a whole thing on Twitch where like all these other girls popped up, and it really was like they were trying to like be me, like they were like trying to do my thing, you know." And it was really weird. I think they tried to get away with doing my thing while just like showing cleavage, not really the funny, entertaining aspect of it, but still.
I mean, I was 14 once. You know, I definitely understand what things will attract a guy to a stream, but at the end of the day, I'm sure you'll agree that it takes a lot more than that to have somebody come on back to the next broadcast.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like sure, like stuff like that, like gimmicky stuff like that will get people in there, but it won't make them stay.
Mm-hmm. Knowing what you know now about Twitch broadcasting and how cutthroat it can be, is there anything that you would change in your approach if you had to do it all over again? You know, you're starting from scratch and you have all the knowledge that you're going to learn 2-3 years in the future. What would you have done differently? Or would you do anything differently?
I don't know. Like a part of me wants to say, you know, I wouldn't do anything differently with my stream. And then like another part of me wants to say like, yeah, there are some things that I would go back and change. Like I don't really have any like regrets about, you know, like how I've streamed over the past few years. I think whenever my stream really started to take off, you know, like I just wasn't ready for it to gain the kind of momentum that it did. And I think, you know, had I been ready for it, maybe I would have been able to hold on to that momentum like a little bit longer than what I was, you know what I mean? But yeah, like a lot of it I just wasn't really ready for.
Right. I'm curious, what advice to newbie streamers, because you've experienced so much and you've learned so much, what aspects of wisdom can you bestow upon the audience for anybody who's trying to start a new stream? I mean, it's super tough. And this is stuff that I'm sure I can learn as well. Trying to be an up and coming, actually good streamer. Everything is going to work differently for different people, but do you have any general tips that you could give?
Gosh. I mean, I kind of do like have a lot of tips. One of the things that I would do whenever I was like streaming early on under World of Warcraft is I would keep an eye on like when other popular streamers would go offline. You know, like back then, Soda Popping always streamed WoW. You know, like I think he would usually stop streaming around like 8 or 9 Central my time. So it'd be like, okay, I'm gonna try to get on stream around like 7 or 8, and then whenever Soda Popping goes offline, I'll have my A game on then. And I would get, you know, some trickle down from like Soda Popping going offline. Really just like keeping a constant dialogue going with your viewers. It's really awkward at first whenever, you know, you first start streaming and you have like no viewers in your stream. I remember like the first few people that came into my stream, you know, it's quiet. There's like nothing to really like say or talk about, just like really awkwardly being like, hey, how are you doing? What else? Oh, thumbnails. I believe that your thumbnail refreshes like around every 5 minutes. So try to have a good thumbnail to draw the people in, you know, maybe put yourself in full screen camera, or you could even just put like some text, you know, make a Photoshop or something.
I'll have to do that. I feel like you had a bit of an unfair advantage there. So I'm not sure if I could compete with that, but that's definitely good knowledge to
that
put
trick
into practice.
Is overplayed now, though. It's like everybody does that trick. It's overdone. Like people are so used to seeing girls in full screen now, they don't even pay attention to it.
Yeah.
So I stopped doing it. But still, it might help. I don't know.
Switching off the focus from streaming to outside of streaming, because I know streaming is not 100% of your life. I was curious as to what hobbies or activities that you do partake in when you're not entertaining thousands of people. What about the personal side of Kaceytron? What goes on there?
God, I don't even know. I feel like, you know, I'll start my day off and then at the end of the day, I'll be like, what the fuck did I do all day? You know? Usually whenever I'm not streaming, I'm hanging out with my family, you know, my sisters, my best friend. We'll, you know, cook some meals. We'll watch the dogs. Usually I watch dogs and cats. I'll take pictures of them. I'll take them to the lake. I'll take them to the dog park. I'll take them on a ride. I'll take them to McDonald's. I'll take them to Starbucks and get them a puppy whip. But I usually only take one dog in the car at a time. Yeah, mostly just things with dogs. I'll clean up after dogs.
You are like, I would have never suspected that you're such a dog person.
My life is so much different than what people probably think it. It's like so much less glamorous than what people probably imagine it being. Like, yeah, every day I just wake up and I like feed like a farm full of animals. I have 5 dogs and 6 cats. So it's like the first hour of my day is just like spent feeding dogs and cats and scooping up cat litter. And then
have you, with all this animal love, I mean, have you considered, I know IRL streams are super, super popular. Have you ever considered showing people a day in the life of Kaceytron instead of gameplay?
Oh God, I would have to like clean my house really well and you know, do some home improvements before, because my house it's just a wreck. It's a mess. Like the whole like the entryway into my house is just like wood, because we had to tear up the rest of the floor because Pablo started chewing it up.
Oh jeez. Hungry for something else.
I need to get that fixed. But yeah, before I maybe like at a dog park or something, not at the house. I don't want people to see. People would
Please don't tell
be
people
like,
how I
"Wow,
live.
Kaceytron's not just an internet troll; she's a real life troll too."
What? No, I don't think that. Like I said, you have a pretty hardcore community. I don't think that they would go that far. I just think it's really interesting that, you know, people have this idea, just like you said, of how people might live depending on how their viewership is, and it could be completely different. Like,
right?
you should never assume about how someone's personal life is, and I'm glad that you're able to share those little tidbits with us.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it one day. I would love to see. I don't know what the rage is, but I see like Byron and I see Soda Poppin'.
I haven't got a chance to see their Japan streams yet, but I just hear they're a real riot.
They're super entertaining. I don't know how they afford the data to stream consistently. They'll stream for like 6-7 hours. I think they have somebody hold the camera while they just engage in shenanigans, but I think it's gonna be more mainstream as time goes on, and there are so many streamers that I watch on a constant basis, you included, that I would love to see more of their personal side, whether it be going out to eat or walking dogs or whatever. I mean, I know there's a little bit of apprehension, and it sounds like, why would anybody want to see that? But
no, I feel like I really am just as entertaining in real life, if not maybe more, than I am on stream. You know, I feel like, you know, all of like, I think it's just so funny, like Soda Poppin' and Ruckful. You know, like a lot of people who are big on Twitch, you know, it's like they really are just, you know, kind of nerds at heart. You know, they're 100%. Just like socially awkward nerds. Like I'm one of them. And just seeing them go out and interact in real life really is just so funny.
Yeah. Well, here's to hoping that we see an IRL Kaceytron stream one of these days. I'm sure people would pay good money and views for that.
Yeah.
On Twitter, before I announced that I was going to interview you, we had people send in some questions with a chance to ask you some stuff that maybe you've heard, maybe you haven't seen. I posted them in the chat here, and the best ones, some of them were more trolly than others, but there were a few that I picked out that were really cool that I was hoping that you could shed more light on. Rob, Docetic Dream, asks, if you could duo stream with any streamer on Twitch, past or present, who would your top 3 be and why?
Actually, I think the streamer that I would want to stream with the most, and this is probably going to surprise you, I would love to duo stream with Dan's Gaming.
Really?
I just think he's so funny. Like, I would just love to interact with him and ask him questions, and he has the best emotes. Like, I would love to, like, I'm doing Spook Month this month, and, you know, I know Dan always does, like, scary games during Halloween. Like, I would love to do a Dan's Gaming Kaceytron spook stream, but...
That would be sick.
Yeah.
You should hit him up.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. I've subscribed to Dan's Gaming, but I've never really talked to him or anything. But
he would be a fool to turn that down. Get on that.
And then another one. I would have to say I would like to do a stream with you know, if he ever gets unbanned from League of Legends, Tyler One.
Tyler One.
I think that would just be so fun. A Kaceytron Tyler One duo League of Legends stream. I think it would just be full of laughter and good times. God, a third one? Okay, I'm having trouble thinking of a third one.
I mean, you don't have to think of a third one if a third one isn't deserving. I mean, a top 2 is better than nothing.
Third one. Can I say, what about Sky Williams? Well, Sky Williams is on YouTube.
He's streamed a couple times before on Twitch. He always gets mad viewers when he streams on Twitch. I don't know why he doesn't do it more often.
Yeah, I think that me and Sky could be really good friends. You know, not that we're not now, but I think that I wish that we were friends on Snapchat.
I will.
Do you have a Snapchat?
I don't have his
I'll
Snapchat. I'm not
add
sure if he
you.
actively. I'm gonna tweet at him
Um,
after this and make the connection happen. You guys need to make
will
something
he
happen.
add me on Snapchat? um, but yeah.
Okay.
Do you think that's a good 3?
I think those are really good. The Dan's Gaming one definitely surprised me. And it was also surprising to hear Sky. I don't know. I think that paired up with most people, it would just be interesting to see you interact and see what type of wild goings on would happen. So,
Oh, yeah.
I'm crossing my fingers. All right. We have another question from Pio Peasant. And they ask, will you ever bring back the hat streams? That was the first time I watched you and the reason I became a loyal Kaceytron viewer. Keep up the good work, by the way.
Do you know about the hat streams?
I don't know about the hat streams. That's honestly that's a mind scratcher to me. You'll have to explain that one for the audience.
I don't know about, gosh, it's been several months now. I got in a car accident and I had brain damage, so I just started dressing erratically on stream. That's what the rumor was anyway, and I started wearing hats. And I don't know, whenever I did it, I don't think the people were ready for it yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't think the people were ready for it, and now that I stopped doing it, they want it back, and I don't know, I just don't think I'll do it again until they're ready.
Okay. Jose asks, what are your plans for the future of the stream? Is gaming news on the list? How about the CaseyTron Choice Awards?
God, gaming news? I don't know. I want to do more gaming news. I used to do gaming news, and I would just talk about things and gaming related. I guess they're just, I don't know, maybe the next time there's something that I care to talk about as far as gaming news go, maybe then I could do another gaming news show. Did you see the CaseyTron Choice Awards?
No, I was not able to catch that. Oh my
God. That's actually something that I was really proud of, because that took a lot of organizing, but I did a CaseyTron Awards show on New Year's last year. And gosh, the days before that, I was just like working crazy on all of these like overlays and like videos and shit that I did for this awards show. And I had like all of these different awards topics, you know, like for like best streamer, what I can't even remember what all of the, gosh, what were all of the, there was like the best case opener, you know, and I think Legendary Leah won that. And then like best streamer, I can't remember what Soda Poppin won. Wreckful won an award. But God, I just spent so much putting that together. I was really proud of that. I don't know, will there be another CaseyTron Awards show? I don't know. Maybe if somebody wants to make me all of the overlays and all of the videos and write all of the speeches and contact all of the streamers, because that was a lot of work. I would like to do it again, though.
Sweet. I would if you need a voice to announce the nominees or whatever.
Oh yeah, there were musical performances. There was a musical performance, and that was actually, oh my gosh, that was whenever Nicole Slaw was banned.
Oh, I remember those days.
Yeah, Nicole Slaw performed for the CaseyTron Awards show, and later that night she went and got, you know, really drunk. I think she was celebrating, you know, because she won an award. So I felt partly responsible, and then there was that whole ordeal with the cat and everything that we won't get into that.
That's fine.
But she's unbanned now, so follow her on Twitch, twitch.tv/Nicole Slaw.
Okay. Super
Shout out.
Shoutouts. There we go. Super Mudkip asks, what is the most rewarding thing about streaming?
Gosh, I mean, there's so many rewarding things about streaming. I don't like, you know, getting to make people laugh. It's rewarding getting all of the attention that I get. Bad and good. It's rewarding, you know, going to like my social media and having likes, because if I wasn't a popular streamer, then I would probably only have like 2 or 3 versus like 400, so that's rewarding.
Those engagements. That's what I'm talking about.
What else? My community. I just have such a great community. And I say that really sarcastically, but I'm not being sarcastic. I think it's just really hard for people to tell sometimes when I'm joking or not. But, I know a lot of people want to say they have the best community, but I really just have the best community on Twitch. I just think it's because like anybody who's never like heard of my stream before and it's like maybe their first time like coming into my stream, I feel like they're just like, what the fuck is going on here? Because I have like I have a pretty big gay community. Like I have a lot of LGBT in my community, and they'll just be like calling me queen and talking about their bussies and all that shit. And then I'll have like somebody like calling me an ugly fat whore, and and then there's like another white knight who's like, oh, Casey, you're so beautiful. Like I feel like people are just like, what the hell is going on here whenever they come into my stream. And then like my Discord is always just really fun and welcoming to everybody. Like I think I have a really great community, surprisingly, from what most people would think, probably.
I mean, you can definitely tell a lot about the streamer or personality by how their community interacts. I know that there are some rare cases in which fan bases may get rabid, they may get uncontrollable, but I see your chat and it is nothing compared to, when you blew up and there was so much hate speech and all that stuff. Now
yeah. It has tamed down a little bit, and I don't know why, because I've always had this policy where I don't ban people. I mean, I do sometimes, but, getting banned in Kaceytron's chat, it's not really an easy thing. You really have to try for it. Mm-hmm. You have to work for it. But, yeah, it has gotten a little bit better from what it used to be. Actually, probably a lot better. But I had like back then I was like blowing up on League and everybody was talking about me on all of the forums. I was just the talk of the town for a while. So I think that brought on a lot of extra hate.
Yeah. Okay. And then the last question from the fans is Unique VG asks, how much longer do you see yourself streaming on Twitch?
Honestly, like, like if I got to the point where, I wasn't making as much money and I would like have to start working a normal job or whatever, which I'm like, I don't know, what would I do? Maybe I could be a social media manager.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Maybe I could like be McDonald's social media manager.
Oh my God.
I don't know. But like as far as like how long do I see myself streaming on Twitch? I mean, I've been streaming on Twitch for almost 5 years now, or maybe it's been 5 years, and it's just like such a part of my life. It's not something that I would just like give up and be like, oh, I'm quitting streaming because I'm not making enough money later. Like I think I'll always be streaming on Twitch. Maybe I won't be able to do it as often as I do now someday, but I see myself always like getting on Twitch, and streaming or being on Twitch, I guess. I don't know.
For sure. Have you had anybody from your hometown or maybe back from your school days? Have they noticed that you've blown up? Have you kept mum about that, or have you told everybody, "Hey, mom, I'm a big deal on Twitch now"? Like, do you have people recognize you when you go out or anything like that?
I've been recognized in public a few times, which was, surprising. Like,
yeah, it's a surreal experience.
Yeah. Have you been recognized before?
Yeah, it's always one time it's happened while I've been like eating, and then somebody will come over. Yeah,
that's how it's happened to me twice. Like it's been twice that it's been like my server that's recognized me, and then there was one time I was recognized at a H&M.
Oh.
like this person checking me out, and it was so awkward. Whenever the person at H&M recognized me, I was so awkward. Like they were like, I can't remember how they worded it, but they were like, do you play video games? And I was like, no.
Oh, no. They got me.
They were like, oh, they were like, oh, you look like somebody on Twitch. Do you know Casey? And I was like, I don't know who that is. And they probably looked at the card that, yeah, it was so awkward. But gosh, what? Oh, and then like as far as like people I went to school with and stuff, I was like really shy and quiet in school, and like honestly, I never had a lot of friends. Like my sister always jokes about it. She's like, "Oh yeah, Casey has no friends."
Wow.
Not in a mean way, no. But I've just always been kind of a loner, you know. But like as far as my, you know, school days and people from school like being like, oh, I think like maybe some people I went to school with now, I don't know, because I deleted Facebook.
Right.
You know, I deleted Facebook, so I don't know.
Hey, well, I mean, you've certainly made the name for yourself, and still one of the favorite streamers that I follow on a regular basis. I don't watch a lot of people, but I am so happy that I got to pick your brain and ask you all of this stuff, and I feel like I have a better understanding of you, and hopefully as time goes on, I would love to interview you again down the road and ask you how things have come since the last interview, and I wish you nothing but the best in whatever that you choose to do, whether that be streaming or opening up a doggy daycare or whatever.
Or both.
Or both, right?
Open up a doggy daycare and IRL stream it.
That'd be great. Where can people find you, just in case they don't know? You want to give any plug of your social media or whatever you want people to check out?
Where can people find me? I'm like, I don't know, in the sewers.
Creeping around.
On Twitter /Kaceytron, KACEYTRON. YouTube, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitch, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm not on LinkedIn. I'm on.
I was about to say.
Add my Snapchat Kaceytron. Is it? Hold on, let me look. I'm looking really quick.
So make sure you don't want to bait people into following the wrong Snapchat.
Yeah. Follow me on Snapchat. I'm trying to get a lot of views.
It's all about Instagram stories.
Oh, CaseyTron69 on Snapchat. I'm not on Instagram, but I will be soon.
There we go. Kaceytron, it's been a pleasure. I hope you've enjoyed yourself, and I hope I didn't grill you too hard on any questions. I enjoyed talking to you so much, and we got to do it again soon, one day.
Yeah, definitely. Just hit me up. Maybe we could even do a stream.
I would love that. I'd have I have big shoes to fill, but I think it would be a lot of fun. So we'll definitely follow up with you about that. That'd be really fun.
What games?
I've been playing a lot of indie games right now, but honestly, my biggest problem is that I work.
Do you hate all the games?
I hate every fucking game. No, I work during the day, so by
the
time
it would have to be at night.
Yeah, and I don't want to push you out of whenever that you normally stream, but we'll figure it out. It's not a big deal. Guys, thank you for listening to the interview. I appreciate it. Make sure you check out all of Kaceytron's links down below the description. I'm Akinola Verissimo. This has been an episode of the Team Attack Show. Make sure to check me out. All my social media up above. And the next guest that we have, whenever that is, you'll like it. Consider supporting the show. Tell everybody about it. Until next time, we'll see you cool cats later. Bye-bye.